Hello and welcome to another 3v3 cast. Starting off in the top lane we have Lampard4CFC playing as the Techmarine with the standard Blood Raven skin. In the middle we have Sepulchre playing as the Warlock in mid, and we have in bottom playing as the Plague Champion Yogurtus. For red team now we have TLV Titan playing as the Brother Captain with what looks like an Imperial Fist skin, and in mid we have Psychonaut playing as the Lord General, and in top we have Ordie playing as a Techmarine. We actually have a Techmarine top mirror. So in bottom we have pretty much standard builds across the map really. Double Guardsman and Sentinel here for the Lord General. Dire Avengers and Banshees for Sepulchre. We have the first engagement going down. These Dire Avengers not behind cover, taking a lot of damage from Sentinel. Sentinel's actually running over his own cover that could be used for the Guardsman and Lord General. Banshees are going to be fleeting in here. Destructor goes down as well. These Guardsmen are still running away. Sentinel does not have Stomp available. Banshees are able to close the gap here now, and this Guardsman squad with a Sergeant is taking a lot of damage, getting special by the Banshees once, getting special by the Warlock a second time. Banshees will be forced away here. The Warlock will be able to force away that single Guardsman squad and will now move on to the secondary Guardsman squad. Lord General doing quite a lot of damage. Lord General himself doing about 20 DPS and his retinue doing about 5 each. And Brother Captain coming in here as well to put a stop to these Dire Avengers. In fact, the Dire Avengers nearly going down here to the Brother Captain and the Strike Squad. Their Storm Bolters doing hefty amounts of damage. Meanwhile, in top here, we do see that Ordie has actually forced away Lampard. No, Lampard has forced away Ordie. Sorry, I've actually got that mistaken. And we do see that Yogurtus is actually sending some CSM mid, but he's about to get doubled here by the Brother Captain and Lord General, and needs to get his Plague Champion behind some green cover and take a defensive position. In fact, the Brother Captain is not coming down, it's just going to be the IG, and with his double CSM he should be able to win this engagement here if he plays it right. He does have more units. He should be able to, maybe not necessarily win the engagement, but definitely force him off. And do actually have his CSM retreating away. Triple Gens going down, maybe not the best time for triple Gens, but Lord General has moved back to mid and he only has to worry about a Strike Squad and an IST squad. A Techmarine has even come down here for a bit of an assistance. Lampard's Techmarine going to be backing away. His Tactical Marines though also needs to be a bit careful here. Brother Captain actually does do power melee damage, by the way, if you didn't know that, with his standard weapon, so he does do bonus damage to infantry, very similar to the Chaos Lord, who also does power melee as a standard command item. Brother Captain does do slightly more power melee though, compared to the Chaos Lord. And now the Sentinel Stomp is available, so Banshees might be able to base it out by leaping in, then leaping back out. But Banshees upgraded with the aspects of fleetness, which is kind of interesting. Against IG, I would go for the aspect of strength just because Banshees will be effective against Chimera if they decide to get one later on, and IG doesn't have any heavy infantry really that you can use them against, except for Ogryns, but that's if they get Ogryns. Flamers on Guardsman here can be used for bashing the Warlock with the Immolator. You can see the Immolate ability already get used. The Immolator does also do damage over time to Sentinels as well. If he actually gets an attack, he would be able to see the health bar tick down after he's attacking. But a very effective weapon against IG, very effective ability as well against IG, and could actually have a bash in the top lane here as well for Ordie. Strike Squad getting a force away here for TLV Titan. That Sentinel could go down here. Sentinel Stomp is on cooldown, I believe. Sentinel very low here on 60 HP. Stomp is used there, and the Sentinel stomps a bit prematurely, not waiting, sorry, for the units to actually all group around the Sentinel, but the Sentinel should have just kept moving rather than trying to stomp. It would have got away. It is quite quick, and Guardian Weapons team is also pushing up here. Does need to be a bit careful because some of the walls here have been destroyed, so it could actually get flanked. And Banshees leap in with the special here against this Lord General, and Lord General is taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, top, we do actually have double tax here for Lampard's Techmarine getting forced away. Devastator will be a much better choice compared to double tax. Tax can't really do too much head on against a Devastator, and Lampard's actually taking up to tier 2. Has in fact not even spent a single bit of power in tier 1. He's actually gone for a powerless tier 2, and Ordie really needs to take advantage of this powerless tier 1 here and actually push up his Devastators and try and get a bash onto this power and punish Lampard for trying to go for such a light tier 1. Banshees actually take down the Lord General in mid here. Guardian Weapons team as well needs to be a bit careful. Double operatives on the field here for TLV Titan. These operatives will destroy this Guardian Weapons. Oh, actually no, they should have just walked outside of the arc here. That Guardian Weapons team, very good reaction to switch targets to the Inquisitorial Operatives, although I think the Guardsmen might have gone out of range and that's why they started firing at them. I'm unsure of that, but if the Operatives just walked behind it or to the side, they would have actually been okay. They actually lost 2 models there, so that's actually a loss for them since they didn't even take down a single model from these Guardian Weapons teams. This Guardian Weapons team might lose a model or 2 if it's not careful, but it does back out quite early here, so it shouldn't lose any models. ASMs, or not ASMs, Raptors do jump in onto these Inquisitorial Operatives and forces them to retreat away. No fallback plan for them, so they actually have to go all the way back to the base before they can actually come back into the fight. So Tactical Marines and Techmarine here. There needs to be a bash up in top, but it's actually some very static play here for Ordie. Guardsman getting very low, having to be backing away. Warlock is coming in here. Warlock will do really well against these Casterns with these Immolator purchase. IST did get destructed here and they will bleed some models. They only have 100 HP per model, similar to Guardsmen, so they're actually extremely fragile. Warlock though taking a lot of damage from the Strike Squad and these Casterns. Brother Capston's going to tie up these double Tactical Marines in melee. The Plague Champion coming in here with the double Eternal War CSM and Grenade Launcher Heretics as well. That Brother Capston should get forced off very easily here. And do see him running away very quickly here. Still no flamers on these Tactical Marines. The flamer would destroy this generator farm so quickly, especially while it's unprotected. He might get 2 generators, maybe a 3rd one, but it looks like everyone's going to make their way up to the top lane now, and we do actually have a Whirlwind, first tier 2 purchase of the game. And we do actually have more operatives here for TLV Titan, triple operatives. He does actually have enough resources if he wants to go even more than triple, but triple is a bit extreme. And that 3rd generator again, Whirlwind actually missed all of its missiles here. In fact, it hit 1 Tactical Marine out of, or it had a 25% accuracy rate there. Signum armor here for the Techmarine, tier 2 armor. Ooh, grenade going down. Grenade will actually miss though in the end, and double sergeants as well. This is a strange build here for Lampard. You can see double plasma guns on here to actually destroy Ordie's army, since it consists of just heavy infantry. Along with that Signum armor and the plasma gun on Techmarine, it would actually be able to kill a Devastator model before it's able to suppress them if they're really fortunate. But Guardsman having to back away. The Lord General is back on the field. I don't know if he is repurchased or not. I think that he may have been repurchased. Operatives just capping bomb, actually triple operatives, triple capping. Right now a Librarian here for Ordie. That Librarian is going to go down very quickly. Mark target and Banshees. Librarian taking extra 40% damage, and that's an extremely expensive loss straight away into tier 2 here for Ordie. Flaming Guardsman doing extra damage to these Tactical Marines behind green cover by the Whirlwind. A very nice purchase against the Imperial Guard army here, and these Guardsmen are going to be forced away. Lord General is also forced away as well. You can see him here, but you can't see his health bar. And Banshees and Warlock tearing down this generator farm, and here come Tactical Marines tearing down generator farm as well. Here comes the double plasma guns that I mentioned earlier. No plasma gun on the Tech Marine though, wonder if he'll get that later. But the Signum armor double plasma gun will be so much damage against these enemy Tactical Marines, especially with the Sergeants as well. This squad is outputting a lot of damage right now. Immolator onto these Devastators, but the Warlock is taking a lot of damage here. Look at the damage here onto these Tactical Marines. Forced to retreat almost immediately. 2 shots from the Plasma Gun is nearly enough to actually take down a model, with the bolts of fire coming in, obviously. Cracking rounds also boosting the damage as well of these Tactical Marines. In fact, these triple operatives are going to force away the entire Chaos army here, and Brother Captain's going to actually try and capture this generator farm. If the operatives don't destroy it, of course. Triple operatives nearly having enough damage with a single salvo to take down a generator here. With the help of these grenade launcher IST on 4 models, it will actually take down the entire generator farm as well after capturing it. And it sounds like Techmarine does have a plasma gun of his own now. Melter Stormtroopers now be in retaliation to the Whirlwinds, which is doing decent amounts of work so far, but very inaccurate. In fact, actually missing the entire Imperial Guard army here as well, which makes you wonder on who's controlling it. Melter Stormtrooper is going to force melee here on that Guardian Weapons team to interrupt and going to force it away. Needs to be careful not to use too much energy, otherwise they won't have a Melter Bomb before this Whirlwind, and the Melter Bomb does come in very handy. I believe it's 60 energy for a Melter Bomb, so they've actually gone past the Melter Bomb use here. Might even be 50 energy actually, given that they were in their throwing animation hit. Yep, 50 energy, my bad, I thought it was 60. But that Whirlwind should go down here to these Melter Stormtroopers, Scouts and Techmarine are not going to be enough. We do actually have an Autoc drop coming in. The Autoc grenades are actually going to go either side though of this Melter Stormtrooper squad, and Operatives also here as well. The Autoc and Banshees are not going to be enough to actually force away this army. In fact, these Banshees are taking a lot of damage here. There's too many squads for them to handle. Autoc does leap in, does heal the Banshees here for 30 health each, and also gives them a damage boost, a speed boost. A nice assortment of boosts. Assault Kit Stormtrooper's going to throw a grenade. Grenade will actually do a decent chunk of damage. Won't take down any models, but doing a decent chunk of damage. And these plasma guns very ineffective, or not very ineffective, but not the best choice against infantry. But they are good against the heavy infantry that the enemy team has to offer. It's just that this is all the infantry of red team right now. Bloodletters, well, nice purchase here for Yogurtus against Rob Capson. However, these Bloodletters do need to get some worship. In fact, Yogurtus has no heretics whatsoever. He needs to actually repurchase the heretics if he's going to use it. Strike Squad with the Psy Cannon will go down. Operatives will also take a lot of damage here. Raptors with the Sparrow Champion is actually very effective against Operatives. Very good, effective at pulling enough models. That IST Squad might also go down as well. The IST Squad will go down. They shall know no fear is getting used on this Tactical Marine Squad. We do have a Brov Capson teleporting in, but he doesn't actually have any weapon upgrades, so been doing too much damage. More plasma guns though, this time it's for Ordie, but the Signum armor should give Lampard the edge here. But Lampard did actually lose a Tactical Marine squad here. Tactical Marine squad was upgraded with a sergeant and a plasma gun, and you can see him dead on the ground here. They did actually go down to Ordie's plasma gun and Tactical Marines, and looks like Ordie also has a plasma gun himself, but no Signum armor. In fact, no armor whatsoever. Warlock does need to be careful here. The entire IG army is here. Good to see a nice immolator go down before he retreats away. In fact, he might not retreat away. He will not retreat away. He will actually go down completely. Chaos Space Marines with an Aspiring Champion down here in the bottom. And an Aspiring Champion here as well. No Mark of Zinc upgrade for either squad. Could actually see a Mark of Zinc upgrade come in since it's very effective. Or will be effective against these Purifiers that are now out in the field, especially when they've got their Aspiring Champion. Double Mark of Zinc CSM might be enough to force them away before they actually get into melee combat. Since they have no kind of gap close, they do have a melee charge, but that's about it. These triple operatives have been a pain, although revealing themselves too early. What you want to do if you stealth up all units like this, you want to try and get them as close as possible so you can actually get a full salvo off, rather than trying to attack from maximum range. And operatives don't actually have any sort of damage modifier, so you can attack at maximum range with their shotguns, but it's always best to get close so you can actually get the full burst damage off. We do actually have a Lehman Russ cooldown here for the Lord General here for Psychonaut in mid, upgraded straight away with the improved tank crew, or the elite tank crew even. It doesn't look like there's much AV for a blue team. There's potential AV in the form of the Double Guardian Weapons teams and Raptors with the Aspiring Champion, but they actually do need to upgrade. And Warlock is going to get forced away here. These triple operatives bashing power once again. Operatives are extremely quick at bashing power, the high amounts of piercing damage that they can actually put out. And here comes a Bright Lance weapons team as well. Bright Lance weapons team won't do too much damage to the Lehman Russ. Lehman Russ should be able to back away here. We need some CC though on this Lehman. This Lehman shouldn't go down unless there's a Warp Spider squad or some sort of slow coming in here against it. Plague Champion with a Power Fist as well. Here's a slow that we needed. Plague Marines with their slow. Missiles do slow by 40% as well. And Plague Champion with his Power Fist as well. Banshees will do slight amounts of damage to it, but not too much, only about 10% damage. Actually gets done to the Lehman Russ here, and the Autoc just leaps onto the tank and kills it. I don't think the leap actually done the damage there, but it did look like the leap done there. But that's a very short-lived Lehman Russ here for Psychonaut. It's actually a very big win here for blue team to actually take down that Lehman so quickly. In fact, the Techmarine had a Melter gun ready to go against this Lehman. It wasn't even needed. And Devastator's here interrupting. Techmarine needs to come in with that plasma gun, which he is upgrading to now, and just get rid of that Devastator squad so these plasma attacks can actually do their thing. That Melter gun taking down a model already. The Melter gun is actually a decent weapon, but the plasma gun is much better against heavy infantry. Melter gun does have very short range. It does actually do a nice amount of damage and is very nice against vehicles and was good against everything really. Techmarine getting forced off here. Tactical Marines do need to pull out a little bit. Chaos Army in mid is grouping up. Brother Captain is coming in here, does have a Purgation Squad and Purifiers as well. Is going to come in from the side. Mark of Zinc CSM will get destroyed here by these operatives if they're not careful. Bloodletters coming in. Bloodletters without worship support cannot win against Purifiers, but the Pestilent Strike here from the Plague Champion might be able to turn the tide of this battle. If the Bloodletters actually focus down the Purifiers, they really need to focus down these Purifiers. They really need to just leave the fight now. In fact, these Bloodletters are dead. Phase Shift doesn't work on retreat. As soon as you retreat, Phase Shift actually runs out. These triple operatives could easily finish off that Bloodletter squad. And that Bloodletter squad will go down. Banshee's coming in here with the Tactical Marines. Ordie is pushing his way up top. Do you see a relay beacon as well? Banshees with their aspects of fleetness coming in here against these Guardsmen. Guardsmen, one squad is forced to retreat away, but the Banshees will also be forced to retreat away. If the Purifiers were in position, could have killed these Banshees on retreat, but the Purifiers decide to go for the Tactical Marines instead. Tactical Marines will take extra damage from these Purifiers just because they do power melee, except for the leader who actually does heavy melee. They actually do lose a model here. The plasma guns are just too strong here. Triple plasma guns. And with the Signum armor and marked target, these Purifiers will struggle to actually get into melee combat without anything to actually absorb the damage. And very nice combination here. Suppression with the Immolator here in the form of these Raptors. Jumping on these Guardsmen, going to force a full retreat straight away. These Guardsmen do not have Commissar upgrades, so they will not be able to break retreat. We also have a beacon here for Lampard, the beacon over here, and it's going to be who can actually push whose beacon first. We do actually have a second Leman Russ here for Psychonaut. Wonder if this one will last longer than the previous one. Previous one did go down shortly after the Elite Tank repurchase. Plague Marine still in the field as well, heavy melee. Aspirant Champion, Raptors, heavy melee, Plague Champion will be very effective against Leman Russ, and also some Mark of Zinc CSM as well for a slight amount of AV damage. Just some extremely soft AV damage. Tactical Marines should go behind green cover if they're going to push this beacon. In fact, they should actually just back away here. Sergeant goes down, first model. Plasma guns up. Sergeant went down over there by the looks of it as well. The plasma guns are just so effective at picking off models at a time. In fact, they should be focusing on attacks instead of Techmarine, I feel. But Techmarine will go down here. These Devastators, though, will actually suppress the entire army. A Tactical Marine drop, in fact, not a Tactical Marine drop pod, it was just a regular drop pod. The Commander drop pod. Is that a Tactical Marine drop pod as well now? There's a drop pod here for Ordie. Next to the drop is a Venerable Dreadnought. In fact, the Venerable Dreadnought will just wreck everything here. There is no AV. There was the Melter Gun purchased earlier, but the Melter Gun Techmarine will easily get tied up by the Venerable Dreadnought and won't be able to do too much there. Raptors going to jump in onto all these operatives here. Very nice suppression. Purifiers need to focus down these Raptors. Marcus in CSM needs to focus down the Purifiers. Lehman is here. Sepulchre is somewhere. But the Chaos player looks like he actually could win this fight 1v2 right now. Raps is getting healed up by the Breath of Nurgle. Plague Marine is going to get slow onto that Leman Russ. Plague Champion needs to move and start tying up some of these Guardsmen. Raps is retreating a bit early here. I think they could have stayed in the fight. Leman Russ still taking a lot of damage here. The Warlock is coming in here, immolate some of the Assault Kit Stormtroopers as well. Lehman taking even more damage. Lehman will probably go down. These CSM should probably just force melee onto these Guardsmen here and let the Plague Marines just take care of this Leman Russ. Well, Leman Russ looks like it might be gained away here. Plague Marines are still getting slow. Brother Captain coming in here to tie some units up. Looks like they're going to go after these CSM. Nope, change targets to the Plague Marines. That Lehman's still very low indeed. Actually upgrading to an Executioner as well. But here comes some Eldar now. Although Eldar, I don't know if he has actually got any AV. He did have that Bright Lance Weapons team. Does have the Bright Lance Weapons team still, and that Leman Russ could actually go down, but it won't. So it actually gets out of range of that Bright Lance Weapons platform. Warlock is still doing a lot of damage here to all the Guardsmen. I do actually have a Fire Prism on the field. That Leman Russ could get chased down right now. Warlock is tying up all the Guardsmen. The Guardsmen not able to repair. Fire Prism needs to switch to the Focused Beam and just chase down this Leman. It's going to get rear armor hits here as well. 2 more shots from that Fire Prism. Fire Prism should be able to chase down this Leman. Guardsman squad does go down, so that's still a good win here for Blue Team. But if they take down the fully upgraded Leman Russ here now, that'll be an even bigger win. Leman Russ 8 HP. We do actually have a drop coming in. Something just took down that Leman. But a Leman was actually dropped in here. 5 Prism is extremely fragile compared to the Leman, so we'll need to be careful of it. This 5 Prism seems to be just sitting next to the Leman, and Leman's having a hard time of actually focusing it down. But the Leman here is already half health, and that 5 Prism might even be able to finish it off if it would have some more support from these Tactical Marines here. But Operatives coming in, going to put an end to these Tactical Marines. They're going in very aggressively here, but Purifiers and Terminators are here, and Orbital Bombardment is actually going to go down. Retreat Grenade as well into these Tactical Marines will bring them down to half health, and this Orbital doesn't look like it'll do too much. We do actually have an Eldritch here as well. And the nukes together are doing quite a lot of damage. The Chaos Army has come in here. These Purifiers getting stunned by the Pestilent Strike of the Plague Champion. Raptors do have enough energy to jump. Could see them jump, and they will jump onto these Assault Kit Stormtroopers as well. That Aspiring Champion will probably be able to take down the model himself in retreat with that Fist. Leman Russ getting repaired up, getting a Vanquisher Cannon. Doesn't actually have the Elite Tank Crew upgrade yet. Could see that come in. We do actually have a Twin Link Last Cannon Predator here for Lampard to fight this Venerable Dreadnought that's actually lived throughout this entire time. The second CSM squad was upgraded to Mark of Zinc as well. Did have the Aspiring Champion, but the Aspiring Champion did get killed by that Venerable Dread. Venerable Dread is actually getting a lot of XP here just for killing all of these CSM, especially the Aspiring Champion. And it does actually charge here. I'm not sure where it's going to go. The Predator will easily chase this down and finish it off. The Twin Linked Last Cannon does a lot of AV damage, and Blessing of the Omnizite is activated, but it's not going to be enough. Raptors even jump in for the final hit there. Don't get the final hit. That Predator will definitely get the final hit. Or will it? This Venerable Dreadnought is barely staying alive somehow. And there you go, it goes into Stoicism mode, but does take down the Aspiring Champion onto that Raptor squad. And in its Stoicism does become invulnerable and free to do whatever it wants, so there's no point in trying to fight it. Might as well just try and run away from it, because it does not actually care at all. The Autarch getting quite low here, does back away. Level 2 as well. Still the double drop pods next to each other. No one's actually thought to have taken them both down. Vanquisher, Leman Russ now upgraded the Elite Tank Crew. These CSM still need to move out the way. They've just been sat here for quite some time, and looks like they will go down. Did lose one CSM squad to the Venerable Dreadnought, and looks like he will lose the second CSM squad here. They are retreating away, but Purifiers and Terminators on retreat though. Will go down to a Storm Bolter on a Purifier squad. Predator has been marked, and the Vanquisher Leman Russ is going to do a lot of damage together with the marked target. Just ran out there. Predator needs Blessing of the Omnizite if it wants to live. Awesome emergency repairs for 1 HP. Scouts are coming in with the Techmarine, but the Techmarine and Scouts are actually path blocking the Predator, and that Predator will go down. Warlock is here behind, throws a Destructor out, but isn't able to get away here. Mark target onto the Leman Russ. Banshees coming in. Banshees should go after the Assault Kit Stormtroopers or the Melter Stormtroopers. Predator did go down. The Techmarine though runs into his death here. He's trying to attack this Leman by the looks of it, but actually just lost his Techmarine, lost his Scouts in mid. Red team are in a very dominant position right now with 79 VPs. Raptors coming in here onto these Operatives. Looks like the Autarch is just going to run straight for the enemy victory point here by the looks of it. And these units are extremely grouped up. If anyone actually had a nuke right now, Yogurtus actually has a nuke, and this would be a really good spot for a nuke. Just look how grouped up everyone is right now. Yogurtus does have a fairly strong army, but Terminators and Purifiers together will be too much. And here goes the nuke. Everyone is grouped up. Those Melter Stormtroopers will go down. These Guardsmen will go down. The Assault Kit Stormtroopers also do need to be a bit careful. Purifiers taking a lot of damage, and everyone's running through this just to get to the Chaos Army here. Looks like these Assault Kit Stormtroopers might just get away here. Just about. Raptors nearly going down. Plague Champion also getting quite low. Interceptors not in their melee stance right now. Do you have a Justica as well? Leman Russ is driving in very aggressively here. If there's any AV in the base, this Leman will go down. The Aspiring Champion, Raptors, and Plague Marines. In fact, the Aspiring Champion on the Raptors isn't going to do too much, but that Leman will definitely go down here. It doesn't really matter as the VPs are ticking away here for a blue team. It's currently 2 VPs for them, but Warlock actually gets a decap here. Tactical Marines do go down here for Lampard. Lampard's going to be ending up with absolutely no units whatsoever. Warlock will also go down. We do actually have the Autarch over here, getting a decap onto top as well. And Brother Capstan is actually gaining a res onto the Lord General here in mid. The Lord General could actually go down if he doesn't retreat straight away here. In fact, the Brother Capstan will also go down if he's not careful as well. Plague Champion Raptors doing a lot of damage on retreat. Lord General will go down. Raptors though gain very low. Terminators need to be careful. Interceptors even need to be careful. There are 3 models somehow at 100 HP. Raptors will get away with just the Aspiring Champion. Interceptors do teleport away though with 2 models. Everyone is getting rezzed here. Warlock does get rezzed. 2 VPs to 177. Blue team have got a long way to go if they actually wish to win this game. Venerable Dreadnought though for Lampard. And currently no AV. Red team threw away a lot thinking that they had won the game, but they are still... Blue team is still in this game with 2 VPs right now. Melt's gun onto the Techmarine isn't going to do too much against this Venerable Dreadnought. He needs to switch over to the Orbs of the Omnizire to stun this Venerable Dreadnought if he wishes to get any damage done to it right now. Instead he's just getting chased around the map. Even then the Melter gun itself is not enough for AV against the Venerable Dreadnought, especially when an Avatar is also supporting this Venerable Dreadnought. Missile launcher, Tactical Marines. I'm not sure it's still going to be enough against an Avatar and a Venerable Dreadnought under support of the Plague Champion as well. Still 2 VPs for Blue team, 133 though for Red team. And not many people are just left with nothing really. Psychonaut's just down to Acadian Cassican squad. And this relay beacon is just going to get destroyed here. Look at the Avatar. Venerable Dreadnought as well. Needs to be careful to not have that retreat beacon selected if he decides to retreat away. He needs to retreat back to base. The Techmarine himself will go down. Missile launch attacks will go down. He's not retreating whatsoever. He is retreating now, but he's retreating back to the beacon. He needs to not select that beacon. He needs to actually have his base selected. The Avatar will kill the beacon. We actually have another Venerable Dreadnought coming in, but the Avatar, the Vendread up here, and those Tactical Marines might get away. They will get away, but Plague Marines are actually backing away. But the Avatar and this Venerable Dreadnought and the Plague Champion repairing it might be enough to fight this Venerable Dreadnought, especially when this is only level 1 and the enemy Venerable Dreadnought, or the red Venerable Dreadnought, actually that's still level 1. Thought it might be level 2 by now, but Aspiring Champion Raptors here. Too much heavy melee. Is a 1-0 cap right now, but it's now going to be a 2-1 cap once again, and Red team will continue to bleed VPs. Dark Age of Technology upgrade is getting purchased here. Meanwhile, Lampard does have that Dark Age of Technology upgrade already purchased. Banshee's coming in here. No Exarch on these Banshees. I don't think he can actually afford one right now. And Grey Knight is moving towards the top right now. Psychonaut still with a strong lack of units. I think he's going to save up for another Lehman Russ or something. In fact, he's actually in a heavy weapons team, but only has these Acadian Cassican still. And he's just walking into that right now. Purifiers will actually do okay, especially with Terminators. In fact, these Paladins, this Avatar is actually in a lot of trouble right now. Power melee is very effective against the Avatar since it is super heavy infantry. This Avatar will go down, but the Avatar's buying a lot of time right now, and there's no one defending mid. Okay, Acadian Cassican is defending mid, but it still gets decapped. And Blue team look like they might pull this game in. 2 VPs to 72. Avatar looks like it could get away here. Psy cannons though just doing too much damage, and it will go down. And Blue team just needs to keep on buying time as much as possible. They have got this locked down with a turret. And top looks pretty locked down with Venerable Dreadnought lurking around. A turret going down once again. A turret will not stop this army, however. Terminators, Chaos Terminators in fact going to get called in here. And Chaos Terminators should definitely help out. If he has enough money, a Lightning Claws upgrade will really help against these enemy Paladins and Chaos and these Grey Knight Terminators. Mark target getting used onto the Purifiers. Dreadnought is in Stoicism mode and just doing a lot of damage as well. Grenade as well onto these Terminators and Paladins. A Predator here for Ordie as well, and that last cannon is going to get unset up. In fact, Grey Knight player is pulling out here. The Brother Capstan is trying to go in for a cap, but it's not going to be enough here. 2 VPs to 17. Brother Capstan will get killed before he even gets a decap by the looks of it. No, he will actually get the decap, but he will go down. Terminator's teleporting in for that turret. The turret is just going down so quickly. Lightning Claws here would actually be really strong against these Grey Knight Terminators, but it doesn't look like he has enough resources. Lightning Claws are expensive, and he still wouldn't win the fight, but he would do much better compared to just having the Power Fists and Storm Bolters. But these Paladins gain a bit too close. These Mark of Zinc CSM will do a really good job here and will force the Paladins away. And the VPs actually tick down. You do have a sneak cap here from the Warlock that is actually going to win Blue team the game. There was just no one defending this whatsoever. Everyone decides to actually go all the way to top. And Blue team will pulling the Miracle to VP lead and win.